So, in November of 2021, I started playing Phantom Forces. Originally, I really started getting back into Roblox in November, December of 2020, when I started playing Black Hawk Rescue Mission 5. Then I went into Zombie Uprising, and one of my friends from Zombie Uprising invited me to play this game called Phantom Forces. Now, I had seen it many times on my recommended page, but I never wanted to play it because, I was down for Black Hawk Rescue Mission and Zombie Uprising. I didn't want to play anything else. But eventually I played it, and I was hooked instantly. I met, well, this is no script, by the way. This is just top of the head. So in around November 2021, when I started playing, and probably a little bit into December, I met this girl. All right. Now, yes, I met a girl on Roblox, and it wasn't all that Roblox love at first. Oh no, it really wasn't. And we were literally just friends, and I loved playing with her. Every time she would hop in my server and I saw her, I was the one getting killed by her because she was like a rank 80 something and I was like a rank 20, 30 something. And I would always like spam her name in all caps whenever she would join in my server. I'd be like, oh my god, hi. And she would match my energy. And eventually we started talking on Discord. And for a while we stopped talking, all right? But then all of a sudden, I don't remember who reached out to who, but I started talking back to her. And before like for a long time, we had never gone on voice call ever. I had no clue what she sounded like. I had no clue if she was even a girl because I knew Roblox. Like, you have to be cautious, all right? You have to be cautious because Roblox is a very sketchy. Well, the Roblox's player base can be very sketchy. Regardless, eventually we started talking, and finally, we went into a voice call, and we instantly clicked. After, so long, it was probably like, actually, no. Started playing in November of 20. I don't care. I don't know. But basically, my timeline doesn't add up. But regardless, I didn't talk for a long time. I was going through a rough time. And then eventually, I got things settled with my life. And so I started talking to her again. And we finally get on a call and we instantly clicked. We absolutely loved hanging out with each other. I would make her laugh. She would make me laugh. We'd be so loud on call together. And then, it started to get more like flirtatious. Like it was, it didn't start. It got really flirtatious. Right? And we started to really like each other. And, we never made it like a thing. So, a thing, so to say. Like, we always kept it, I don't know, mostly platonic, even though like we both had feelings. It was pretty obvious. But she lives in England and I live in the United States. So I would never reasonably get to see her before adulthood. So I was like, you know what, I can't do this. So I never went further, and then she never went further. And, we kind of died down for a bit. We'd play Phantom Forces every once in a while together, and then We started getting really, really close in 2022, probably December, or probably the first school semester of 2022. So, the fall school semester. And we started having even more phone call or Discord calls, and we really, really, really liked each other. And so this whole time we were getting really, really close. And I was really scared because I was going away to military school, and I didn't want to lose her because at this point I really loved her. However, eventually I had to break the news, and hearing her cry the way she did, and the fact that she tried to hide it too, it really, it really broke me. Even though and it's not like it was gonna, she was gonna talk me out with what she was doing, because I needed to go. I needed to go to military school. It was by my own choice. My parents didn't force me or anything. But we started to grow a little more distant. I told her 16 days before I had to leave. And I think that was the biggest mistake that I made. One of them. And honestly, I wish I had told her sooner so that we could have gone through what we needed to go through and then enjoyed our time together more up until I left. Because while I was gone, she was my motivation. She was my hope. She was really what was driving me. I would write her letters, and I really wanted to write her more, but I only ended up writing her 2. Because I just got so distracted while I was there, and I stopped prioritizing her. Because I couldn't keep thinking about her and let the thought of her distract me, because it was getting unhealthy. And it hurt a lot. And eventually it got to the point where, I didn't even know if she's going to be there when I got back. Like, I didn't know so it was going to happen to her, because she was going through her own time, and I didn't know if she was still going to be there when I got back. Because what she was going through to this day is really, really hard on her. And it's none of my business to tell people, which is why I'm also not saying her name. But we finally connected when I came back for an April pass. And this was in spring of 2023. So it was from January, actually no, it was like late December to early May. And I came back in April, and I decided, hey, I'm gonna reach out to her just to see if she's still there, because I didn't want to, because she was my hope, and I didn't want to find out if she was gone, really. I know that's kind of like kind of like scaredy cat, but I didn't want to know what the after effects would be if I found that out, how it would affect my performance at school, at the military school. So it was really hard, but eventually I worked it up, and I texted her, and then we called, and it was really, really relieving. I started crying, she started crying, and we were both so happy just to hear each other's voices, because from the get-go, she kept thinking I was going to forget about her. And I told her I wouldn't, literally, I don't think it's possible for me to forget you. I don't. I still think that. This is about 4 or 5 months after I got back. And so just hearing her happy tears was amazing. And just hearing her voice and knowing that she was still there was amazing. So after that, I told her I wrote her letters and I read them to her over the phone, and it was really emotional. And then she gave me her address, and so I sent them to her. So then I went back to the school after my pass. Pass was only a few days. And so I go back to school, finish it out, graduate, and I get back. And once again, it was amazing to hear her voice when I got back. And so we started growing closer again, and we started playing together. And then it just kind of started falling apart. You know, at this point, I've known her for almost 3 years. So that leads me to believe that my timeline actually starts in 2020. Which means I started playing Black Hawk Rescue Mission in November of 2019, and started playing Phantom Forces around Christmas of 2020, because I remember getting the Christmas reward, which was like 2,000 credits or something like that, 2,100. So regardless, I've known this girl for about 3 years at this point. And so the first kind of fall happens when I tell her I have a girlfriend. Because with the way that we had been talking to each other, I had absolutely no right to go out and find another girl. No right. However, I was stupid, and I didn't choose the girl from England. And, you know, that's not necessarily stupid, because long distance relationships can be extremely stressful. It hurt, because I hurt her, and I knew I hurt her, and I don't even know what to say. It hurt a lot. And so eventually we started talking again, and you know, after being gone, I noticed she was a little distant, and then after that we started getting more distant, and at this point it was really noticeable. Just the way she would talk to me was a little different. It would take longer for us to get into a really, really good mood with each other. And so eventually we started playing together again, and then she really, and obviously I understand why. It was completely my fault. I mean, that's like the worst part, is that I know that it was completely my fault. And it got even worse when I accidentally unfriended or unadded her on Snapchat. I accidentally blocked her. And me being the dumb guy, I was trying to block a inappropriate AI scam bot. I say inappropriate when I think a lot of people understand the bots that try to add guys on Snapchat, asking to hook up and get PayPal for their, you know, for their pictures, or, you know, girls selling OnlyFans, things like that, sending nude photos, lewd videos, things like that. So I was trying to block one of those, and I accidentally, somehow, I literally don't even understand how it was possible, but I blocked her. And so I'm literally sitting playing Mining Simulator, and all of a sudden one of her friends gets on. Well, at first, you know, I noticed that she had joined me, and I was like, oh my gosh, hey. And her friend, apparently, who was using her account, is like, you know, dude, what the hell? Why did you unadd, why did you unadd her? She's she's breaking down right now. She's sobbing. And I was like, wait, I don't even know what I did. And she's like, you blocked her on Snapchat. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Please tell her that I'm so sorry. And I felt absolutely awful because, like I said, hurting this girl killed me because I was already torn between the fact that she was there and I was here, and I knew it wasn't healthy, so I had to try and find a girl, but at the same time I couldn't let go of her, and so I was just trapped. I ended up just hurting myself and her in the process. And so eventually, her friend puts me on the phone with her, and and I'm trying to talk to her and calm her down, and I can hear she's crying. At this point, she's already drank a bottle of alcohol, and I'm just glad that there are people with her because she was, like I said, she's going through a hard time, and I don't know what she would have done. So I'm glad someone's there to let me know that I accidentally blocked her, and so I tried to repair that. And after this incident, we grew even more distant. And then, to top it off, me being, once again, ignorant guy, she added me on a fake account, posing as someone else, asking if they could be my girlfriend. And so I was like, no, I don't want to be your boyfriend. I'm trying to stay loyal. And so, I don't even know why I said that, because it was BS. Because at this time I was trying to get myself to let this girl go. And I was also talking to another girl who actually lives near me, who goes to my school. And we had sort of a fling one night, and we kind of flirted back and forth, low key. But the seriousness doesn't really matter. It's just the fact that I did it. And so eventually one thing leads to another, and she baits me with this account to get me to tell that account that. And so she kind of plays it off first, and then all of a sudden she texts me, she's really, upset about the fact that I was talking to another girl and I was talking to her the way that I talked to her. And so I kind of knew, I had this sense that it was a fake account at first, but I didn't, I kind of just went with it. And, I wanted to believe that what this girl and I had wasn't a thing. I wanted to believe that, and I tried to make it a reality because I didn't want to be connected to something so far away. However, that was extremely selfish, because obviously there are two of us involved in this situation. I was only making decisions that benefited myself. So she had every right to be upset. I'm not, all of this, I understand it was my fault. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making a video about it. So eventually, her friends talked to me, things like that. And, we just kind of agreed that it wouldn't be best to talk to each other the way that we did anymore, and to separate from what we were. And it hurt a lot. However, at this point, it was my karma. I deserved it. I didn't deserve to have her. I didn't deserve to have any say in what she did. And so I told her, I think that's a good idea too. because I don't want to hurt you again. Which, is kind of bass backwards because this is going to hurt her a lot. And I didn't want to put in the effort to make myself a better person for her. And at this point, it is strike three. You're out. And so we just went to being friends. No flirting, nothing like that. And we actually ended up being really good friends for a while. And then she got a boyfriend. And obviously I'm really supportive and I understand. I'm always telling her, like, I understand what I did was wrong and I'm happy that you are able to move on. And, I even get on call with her and her boyfriend on Discord. We play Roblox together. And eventually, her boyfriend's like, I don't want you talking to that guy anymore because I was not thinking correctly one night. And as a quick remark, I responded to something in kind of a flirty way without thinking. And her boyfriend saw it and he was like, all right, you need to block him on Snapchat. So she had to block me and she let me know on Discord. But then we had our Discord. This is the only line of communication. We don't play Roblox anymore because her computer couldn't handle it. And we rarely talked anymore. And every once in a while I would scroll past her icon on Discord or I'd see her profile on Roblox and it'd remind me, and it really sucked because I knew that it was my fault that all of this happened. But finally today she randomly texted me and she said, hey, I'm deleting Discord because I don't use it anymore. And hang on, let me just pull it up. She said, I'm deleting Discord. Well, that's actually relieving. She said, hey, I'm deleting Discord as I don't use it. I'm sorry. Thank you for absolutely everything you have done for me and helped me through all my shit. I wish you the best for the future. I said, all right. I wish I did better and I'm sorry for what I put you through and I hope I meet you someday. Goodbye. Love you. She said, we will meet again one day. Don't be sorry, honestly. You too. As in, I'm sorry too. If I have to add you again, don't change your user or anything, okay? And I said, yes, ma'am. So, that brings to an end 4 years of love. 3 years. It's really messed up because she was always a fallback for when I couldn't find anyone near me. And that's the worst part about it. It's because I was being a crappy person. And like I said, this is my karma. And I have to deal with this now because I messed up. So I wanted to let her know that I cared about her, but I didn't want to make it sound manipulative or toxic, or like I was trying to convince her to, not do this, because I'm not. I understand why it's happening to a degree, and so I'm not going to try and stop it. So, this is another lesson in life, titled in big, bold words: Don't take what you have for granted. Thank you.